What's up, guys? So this video might be the one that I have been planning and I've been excited to shoot for the longest time on this entire channel. With everybody working from home in 2020, I figured now was as good a time as any to finally go ahead and get this thing fully set up. So we're just gonna jump right into all of the different components of my desk setup. The first thing that you obviously notice is this big monitor here behind me. I spent a really long time looking for what would be the perfect monitor for video editing, for just basic productivity and workflow. I wanted something that was gonna be big enough that I could do multiple tasks at the same time. And one of the really popular things, at least amongst the gaming community and amongst the editing community as well, is the larger curved monitors. Now, being an Apple user for my entire life, and I'll get to the PC beast that's running this whole desk behind me here in a second, I was used to a certain level of display, and having used Retina for the past couple of years, I really wanted whatever display that I got for this machine to be at least equivalent, if not better, than the displays that I was used to. So that really limited me to essentially only one option. This is the biggest super wide, ultra wide display that you can get at the highest resolution. It's a 5K by 2K, 34 inches. It is not curved, unfortunately. They do not make a curved monitor that has that level of resolution yet. But as of now, this is the best resolution monitor in the widest possible aspect ratio that you can get. So that's the first thing that I really checked off my list here. So the next thing you notice when looking here at my desk, and really the main thing, is the actual desk itself. So the first thing that I did when I first was putting together this whole setup is I looked online at Wayfair, on Amazon, and I ended up actually getting like a corner desk that I just really was not a huge fan of. The quality felt really cheap. It just was not the style that I was going for at all. So the next thing I did was look on YouTube and see what all of you guys have been coming up with when building your perfect at-home office setups. And one of the big things that I noticed, and I'm sure some of you have already seen this, but if not, it's the IKEA Carlby. And this is actually a kitchen countertop, but a lot of people have repurposed it for desk spaces. So I went ahead and got the IKEA Carlby, and I got it in one of the lighter tones. It comes with a few different color schemes. I really liked the light, airy, simple, clean look of this, and the desk actually feels incredible. It's very high quality, it's sturdy, it's heavy, it can fit everything that I've got on here, number of different lenses, it's not gonna sag, it's not gonna chip, and I just went ahead and got IKEA stands as well. I wanted to get some of the uplift desk stands so I can make this into a standing desk and adjust the height, but that's something that's coming down the line. But for now, I just went ahead and got these wood pieces, these wood stands, and I laid the desk on top of it, and it looks really premium and really nice, but you can actually put this whole desk together for around $275, which for the level of quality and the way that the desk looks, I think is an absolutely incredible deal. So let's talk about what actually holds this monitor. When you purchase this LG monitor, it comes with a curved stand that goes on the desk. Now for me, this desk right here is wide, but it does not have that much desk real estate. So I really wanted to eliminate as much space as possible for actually holding this monitor. And it's a heavy monitor and it's big, and the stand is big to accommodate for that. So I went ahead and got the fully Jarvis monitor arm. That's the thing that you see here. And it's fully adjustable, up, down, tilt, pan, forward, back. It makes it so I can move this monitor in any which way that I'd like. And that makes it really helpful, especially when I'm editing, not only on my own, but I have a second person here, helping me with my work. I can tilt the monitor back and forth for them. Now, one of the most crucial elements to this entire build is the mouse and keyboard setup. I wanted to have something that was really premium, easy to use, set up for creators and the type of work that I'm going to be doing. So for me, I went with Logitech, and I went ahead and got a matching mouse and keyboard. I went for the Logitech Craft keyboard, which is amazing. It's got a ton of really long battery life. It's backlit and it's auto sensing, so when your hands go over the keyboard, it can tell, and then it backlights the keyboard, which is just a really nice touch. It feels super premium. And one of the big things with this Logitech Craft keyboard is it has this adjustable wheel on the top left of the keyboard, and that can be programmed and changed to do a number of different things depending on what program you're in. And one of the things that I found to be really helpful is the adjustable wheel can scrub through your timelines in Premiere Pro. So when you're trying to do some very fine editing, you want to get just to a certain keyframe to make a cut, to make a change, you can literally scrub keyframe by keyframe using that wheel on the timeline. So to pair with the Logitech Craft keyboard, I went with the MX Master 3 Logitech mouse, which is awesome. It also has crazy long battery life, another important element, but it's just really nice and ergonomical in your hand. It feels nice, it's easy to use. There's tons of different click options and buttons that are just, make your workflow a lot faster. Another one of my favorite pieces of this desk, and it really transformed just the overall layout and feel of the desk in general, is my keypad. And this keypad is pretty cool. It comes from a small company called GroveMade, which some of you might have heard of. They're getting a lot more popular now with the at-home office community. They make them in a few different types of materials. I opted for the merino wool, which to me just feels nice. It looks very clean and professional. It's soft to the touch. It's warm. It just really sort of brings out a level of comfort and refinement to your overall desk setup. Okay, so next, one of the things that I really had always kind of neglected in my workflow and my desk setup before was audio. And I was always working either with a pair of headphones or with the speakers directly from my Mac laptop. And I can't even begin to tell you how much of a game changer it is once you get yourself a pair of decent speakers that help you with your workflow and help you really fine-tune your audio quality. Not only for when you're creating content yourself, but watching other people's content, watching movies, it just is a completely more immersive experience. So for me, I was looking for a Bluetooth dual speaker setup, and I wanted 3.5-inch speakers so that they didn't take up too much space on my desk, but were still big enough to have sort of that deep and wide range of audio quality. So I went with the Presonus Aris 3.5 Bluetooth speakers, and I will include a link to those below. And I spent a lot of time looking around, and there are obviously a huge range of speakers that you can go for. Some that, go up in a couple of hundreds to even thousands of dollars, but I really felt like these were the perfect level of quality to price for the type of work that I'm gonna be doing. So I spent a lot of time researching some of the best webcams that you can have for your PC setups. Coming from a Mac, like before, I always had the built-in webcams, and they're perfectly fine standard quality. But I sort of finally broke into the world of looking at some of the webcams that the more amateur and professional streamers are using, and I went and I looked, and I found a few different options. There's a lot of really great choices out there right now, but I went ahead in the spirit of this build for my desk setup, and I got the best one that I could find. This is the AverMedia live stream cam, and it is 4K. Just look at the size of the camera in comparison to some of the other webcams that you can get out there, and it is absolutely massive, and the quality is incredibly sharp. The range of colors and the dynamic range for this camera is just second to none in terms of webcams. So I wanted something that I could actually create usable, high quality content for YouTube with. Like I said, it would not be complete without a professional audio setup as well, not only for recording voiceovers for my content, but just to have a good mic for when I'm streaming, when I'm filming videos at my desk. So that was the next step. After I went ahead and got the camera, I went and I looked for a good, mid-level professional audio interface, professional microphone, and I ended up with the Blue Yeti. And I think this is very popular amongst, the amateur creative community. It's affordable, it creates very high quality audio, and it is another piece that looks very slick and professional and just really ties the whole desk together. So I went ahead and I got the Blue Yeti microphone, and I didn't want to just have it sitting on my desk with the stand that it comes from. So I went ahead and I got their Compass arm. In the same vein as the Jarvis monitor arm, the Compass arm can be adjusted based on the weight, and I can swivel it, I can move it up and down. I can move it out of the way when I don't need the microphone, and I can just pull it right in when I'm ready to do some content creation or I need some, it's a task that requires audio. So it's just little things like that that keep my desk clean, but give me that full range of capabilities. All right, and now for the most important part of this entire build. This all would be completely useless if it wasn't for this. Let's get into the details of my custom PC, the beast that runs this entire desk, this entire setup. I spent a ton of time with the help of some of my friends researching, what would be the best components to build a PC. And there's a few different websites that are really helpful for it. I'll include them in the links below. PC Parts Picker and Newegg, just awesome to give you sort of a full scope of everything you need to build your custom PC, and it'll compatibility check for you so that you know all the pieces that you're getting are going to work with one another, because it would really suck to buy something and go to put it in and then not have the PC work. For this first build, I went pretty aggressive. I got very high level components without going completely over the top. I spent a lot of time researching my CPUs, and I ended up landing on AMD, and specifically the 3950X, which is a 16 core CPU, which just means it has a ton more processing power than an 8 core or even a 10 core CPU that you can get in Macs, or even from AMD. So I went for the 16 core. I didn't go for the 32 core Ryzen Threadripper. I would absolutely love to have that, but it just seemed like overkill at the time, and being double the price, the 16 core seemed like the right choice for me, and it's been awesome. Now the next component, I went for the NVIDIA 2070 Super GPU, which is the graphics card. The 2080 Ti was really popular at the time. Again, double the price of the 2070 Super. The 2070 Super has 16 gigabytes of memory. It's really, really high level, and it's, CUDA and can handle, high levels of ray tracing. It's very, very powerful GPU. I went ahead and I decided I did not want RAM to be a factor at all with this build, and I went ahead and I got 128 gigabytes of RAM. And I threw all of them into the motherboard. I filled up all the slots, and I never even use anywhere close to that amount of RAM, but it's just nice knowing that no matter what, if I had, some 3D rendering high level project that I was working on, I'm completely set. I'm never gonna run out of RAM. From there, I went ahead and decided that I was going to liquid cool the CPU, and I went with the Corsair RGB liquid cooling system. It looks really nice. It comes with a software on the computer that you can control all of the different RGB colors, so you can tailor it to your specific desk setup. I make changes all the time. Right now I'm running the orange LEDs behind my computer because I've got the orange wallpaper here, and sometimes I run orange LEDs in the computer as well. Right now I just have it on the rainbow color, but it's nice knowing that you have that space to work with in terms of different colors and options. You can really kind of make changes based on your aesthetic and what you would like. One of the other elements of this PC build is I was looking for a motherboard that would fit, and I wanted it to be Wi-Fi. That was huge, one of the main components for me. I wanted it to just be seamless, to be able to connect wirelessly, in the same vein as everything that I was running with Bluetooth. So I went with the Asus TUF Gaming Wi-Fi motherboard, and that has worked awesome for all the different components that I threw in, and I used PC Parts Picker to check and make sure everything was going to be compatible. So that's it for me, guys. Like I said, if you found this video helpful, please drop us a like or a subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'm still trying to work towards my 300 subscriber goal. Now that I have this set up, my hope is I'm going to be putting out a lot more content more frequently. My goal is one video a week. And, the big other bit of news here is I'm going to be starting streaming on Twitch. I'll include my Twitch handle below. I'm going to be doing a New England Patriots Dynasty 2.0 rebuild. See if we can do it better than Bill Belichick. Probably cannot, especially after that big win this week against the Ravens. But I'm going to be streaming this upcoming Thursday night for my first ever Twitch stream, and that's when I'll be starting the Dynasty 2.0 and doing the draft. So please join me for that. I'll be releasing those videos on YouTube as well later, but I really want to try my hand at this whole live streaming thing as well. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's a different type of content creation for me. So like I said, this is my desk setup. If you have questions, comment below. Happy to answer. I spent a lot of time doing research. You know, even if you're looking for different things, I probably came across some things, came across some stuff that would be good recommendations for you as well. So thanks, and see you next time.